Next up is finding the surface area of pyramids. So that's where our difference is this time. This time we can speed up the process, so it's going to go a little faster, all because of how the figure is put together. Before we get started, we need to take care of a little vocabulary. We need to know the difference between something called the height and the slant height. The height is this right here. It's the distance straight up from the base all the way up. Think of it kind of like a flagpole. It goes straight up to that point, that vertex of our pyramid up there. So right from the base, straight up to the top. That's the height. We use that a lot to find volume. But the slant height is something like this. Notice, it's not going from the middle straight up. That would have been our height. The slant height is the height of just the triangular side. So it's just for our triangle. It's telling us the height of that triangle to help us find the area for that triangle. So this is going to get used with our surface area calculations. That's what we're going to use today. So be able to tell the difference. The height goes from the middle of the base straight up. Think of it like a flagpole or a rocket flying straight up in the air. The slant height is just that. It's the height of the triangle, but it's leaning in. It's slanted instead of going straight up from the bottom. Okay? That's because we needed to find the area of that triangle. Over here, this one didn't really help because it doesn't tell me the height of the triangle part. It tells me the height of the whole pyramid itself. And that'll get easier with some practice, but just so you can kind of know the difference and kind of start to learn that vocabulary for us. Okay? So now let's put it to use. So we're going to find the area of our base first. So we're trying to find surface area, but we start with our base. In this case, it is a square that's 13 by 13. So its area is 13 times 13, or 169 inches squared. First step. Now, look at the sides. Find the area of your triangular sides. So just choose one of them. It's 13 by 16. 13 is our base. Our height is our 16. So the area is equal to 13 times 16. But remember, it's a triangle, so don't forget to divide by 2. Which gives me an area of 104 inches squared. But here's the nice part. All of those triangular sides have the same dimensions. This one's also 13 by 16, and this one's 13 by 16. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, because there's 4 edges to our square down here. So we can simply multiply that times 4. So we get 416 inches squared. That's for all of our triangular sides. And then we go ahead and we add them together. 416 plus 169 gives us 585 inches squared. That's our surface area. So we found the area of the base, we found the area of the triangular side, and then multiply times the number of sides. That's how we can speed it up a little bit. So let's try this one. Start with our base. Well, that's this triangle down here. So it's a triangular base. In order to find the area of a triangle, we need a base and a height. So look for that right angle symbol. Notice this measurement going this way is 1.7, that's our height. And our base is 2 centimeters. So we do 2 times 1.7, but it's a triangle, so we have to divide by 2. And we get 1.7 centimeters squared for our base. Now, you'll notice that all 3 sides are labeled with the same measurement. They're all 2 centimeters for the base. And they all have this same height going up of 4 centimeters. So 2 times 4 divided by 2, this is the triangle, gives us an area of 4 centimeters squared. That's the area of this triangular side, this triangular face of our pyramid. You'll notice, since the bottom was a triangle, since our base was a triangle, there are 1, 2, 3 sides. So that means there are 3 of these triangular sides. So 4 times 3 is 12 centimeters squared for all 3 of them put together, plus the area of the base gives me a total area of 13.7 centimeters squared. So I found the area of the base, I found the area of one triangular side, and simply multiplied times however many sides there are, and then added those 2 pieces together. One last example for you. Because it's a triangle, sometimes the diagram itself, like if you look at this one down here, here's our triangular base, but the problem is they don't give me a little height anywhere. So I can't calculate the base. So they do it for me. Sometimes they will just come out and say, instead of calculating it yourself, here's the area of your base. All done for you. So all you have to do is worry about your sides. Well, focus on one of the sides, because notice how each of the sides down here are 7. So they're all the same base. And you'll notice that the height also happens to be 7. So base of 7, height of 7, 7 times 7, but it's a triangle, so we have to divide by 2. And that gives me 24.5 meters squared. But again, multiply times the number of sides. There's 1, 2, 3 triangular sides. So I'm going to multiply times 3 and get, oh, forgot that part. 24.5 times 3 is 73.5 meters squared. That's for the 3 sides, plus my base. Gives me a total surface area of 94.7 meters squared. So again, sometimes they'll just go ahead and give you the area of the base. You find the area of your sides times the number of sides, and then add all the pieces together. So your job is to finish up the next 4 problems. You're going to do 2 where you're finding the surface area, and then you're going to do 2 where you're finding the volume. And the reason is for volume, they have to give you the height. For surface area, they give you the slant height. So in these problems, they're not going to give you enough information to do both calculations. You can only do one or the other. And it all depends on which measurement they give you, the slant height or the